Sorry, Jimmy. I apologize.
Sorry, my knee hurts.
Oh, you're good? Okay, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Guys, we got a great episode today. I'm your host, Joe Bates. I apologize for the delay here. On Facebook Live, people, I'm going to kind of read your comments if I can. You're a little bit distance away. But today's episode, I got a lot of chocolate in my system. Most overrated occupation, folks. The most overrated occupation.
Is podcaster on here?
Yeah, it should be podcaster. I should be definitely on this. But again, we got a great show. I play the theme song here, but I'm using my phone for some camera. So just imagine a theme song where somebody strums a guitar and in a weird country voice says, "Thank you very much," with Joe Bates. And then I point to myself. That all happened. It was great. Folks, most overrated occupations, today's episode with our two guest experts. To the right of me, we have a middle school guidance counselor, Jimmy Roberson.
Hello.
Jimmy, thank you so much for coming to the show. I apologize. I apologize for the little bit delay there, but thank you so much. As a guidance counselor in middle school, do you assume that kids should know what job they should have by 8th grade?
No.
No. So what would you say your job is?
I just tell them stuff I wish I would have done.
Just like living a wild life, having a grand old time.
Yeah.
Asking that girl out that you never had the balls to ask out.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Do you think the kids learn from it, or do you think the kids are a little bit scared of you?
I think they like me.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And to the left of me, folks, we have an alternative life coach, Mr. Jeff Oskay, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Jeff, what's alternative life coach mean?
Basically, I coach people who don't fit into the norms of society. Your podcasters, your comedians, your artists, people who like to do stained glass. Maybe I would be the one who would maybe point them in that direction. If your mom is like a hippie, then you would probably come to me and I would give you she would hire me and pay me way too much money or barter out for yoga lessons. And
I like that too much money and yoga lessons are the same value.
You'd be surprised at I have about 17 years of free yoga lessons coming to me for some. I not everyone knows this, but I'm one of the I helped little Tommy Richardson find his love of the pan flute, and he's mastering the third world country market of pan fluting right now. And if it weren't for me,
so just more Americans taking Nicaraguan jobs. I say Jesus Christ,
it's the new Trump America.
It's the new Trump America. We put a pan flute in everybody's mouth.
A pan flute in everyone's mouth and a cup on every woman. That's the new Trump America.
Well, this is going to be a fun episode, folks. I believe in it. But no, most overrated occupation. Which Damon Ferguson saying lawyer most overrated. Well, you know what, Damon? Thanks for bringing that up because I'm about to tell you the list. The list behind me of the most overrated occupation: doctor, lawyer, notary, consultant, comedian, chef, comptroller, cop, actor, pro athlete, and pharmacist, folks. This is our list that we're going to be talking about. And Jimmy, I got to ask you, when you are deciding what's the most overrated occupation, what's your criteria? What are you basing that off of?
I'm not real sure, to be honest with you, because I think that there's most of them have some great things, but like, for example, just to clear up some confusion, notary, I want to say that's got to be the least overrated because I've never heard anyone say that they want to be a notary or that there's.
So to you, it's an overratedness based on how desperate people want to be something, and then what they actually are at the end of the day.
Sure. Yeah,
I see. So like architect probably would have been a good one to have on here, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jeff, what about you? What are you basing your criteria on? How you decide what the most overrated occupation is?
I'm basing mine strictly on what people respect as an occupation, and if I respect it or not.
So it's the respect gap.
Yeah, like what level? For example, everyone respects a doctor. I don't fucking respect a doctor at all. So to me, that's an over
Does this include surgeons, or are you
No,
talking about?
I do.
Okay.
I respect the hell out of a surgeon.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure.
Your general practice doctor, no respect for it. None.
I'm with you.
I just lost my doctor audience. Okay, so we're gonna go through the list. We'll do a veto round. Each one of us goes one at a time to take something off the list. And as always, we always start with the youngest person here. Jeff, what do you want to take off the list?
He's actually older than me, I think.
I
It's just a joke that he likes to call me old.
I'm gonna steal Jimmy's Notary. I don't think
Notary, really?
I don't think anybody's like I don't think any guy in the history of life, and I could be wrong, has ever been like at a bar and used that to get some pussy.
Well,
Like,
if
I
a girl
don't think
needs,
any dude's been like, hey, if you need to fucking close on your car, I got a stamp in my car. We could go out there. I could put the little stamp on while you're giving me a handy. Like, I don't think that's happening.
you don't think
It's
anyone's
just-
notarized themselves in the
It's just some vagina. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a.
Let me.
Brag
I'll just
about.
stamp your ass real quick, and then
Yes. Well, it's more of a press. It would hurt. I don't know if you've ever had anything notarized before. It's not really a
I had a
stamp,
fake
it's
ID.
more
Like,
of a-
that's how I got
press.
a fake ID when I was 18. There was somebody's dad had a notary,
yeah, the notary.
and so they would make birth certificates, and then
wait, how deep into this fake ID were you going?
real deep, like my tombstone is gonna be wrong.
You guys broke so many different laws. Like the
Yeah.
fact you guys forged like government documents,
Yeah.
and then used a notarized stamp that you stole to thus make those valid. That's fantastic.
I just imagine Jimmy has this getaway pack at any moment. He
Because
can
the fake
disappear.
IDs were real IDs. We took the notarized thing to the DMV and got. So we had real IDs, so they could fucking run it and check it, and we were good. But the guy that was doing it got cocky and started. He went to IU and he just started taking orders like from people. He was doing like hundreds of these at a time with his dad's notary thing, and then got busted by the FBI.
Ooh,
I was 21 by then, so I didn't really care.
what happened to him? He
Yeah,
went to jail?
I want to know the outcome.
He was a really rich kid, so he went to jail, but not for very long.
For the afternoon until his dad bailed him out and hired a lawyer.
Yeah,
What a weird thing. He's really rich because he sold all those licenses, so he's able to pay his way out of jail.
right.
The thing
Well,
that got
his
him
dad.
in- yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Notary. I guess notaries pay. All right, notary taken off. Off the list. I apologize. My marker is dying. Jimmy, you're up next. What are you taking off the list?
That's most overrated.
Yes, Jimmy. I feel like I've said this to you. plenty of-
Comptroller.
You're taking Comptroller off. Why Comptroller, Jimmy?
Well, because we had to Google it.
What was it exactly? Because I have no idea.
I was correct. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's a fancy
A fancy accountant
Gotcha.
oversees the financial department of a business.
So just basically just.
I don't even know how it got on there. Like I've known like 3 people in my life who were comptrollers, and they were all like, well, just because I worked at a company that had a comptroller. Like,
Well, the person who suggested it was the person who's supposed to be on today's episode. Was old Lucas Waterfill, who apparently came down with some sort of flu, or as I call it, nerves.
has he not done one before?
No, he keeps asking me to do one. Next thing he gets a chance to be on one.
I gotta be honest. All morning, I came up with a good 19-20 excuses to back out. But since I asked you if I could do your podcast, the only time I've ever done that, and I felt pathetic. I figured that would be an even bigger.
Yeah, that would be.
Hey, do you have me on your podcast? Yeah, and then cancel day off. I figured even for me,
Yeah,
that's kind of addictive.
That's always
I gotta
good
tell
for
you,
my
I'm
podcast.
shocked that you showed up.
Thank you.
I got that. I'll be 20 late. And I was like, okay, he's gonna be here at 3 p.m. I guess we'll just.
As long as you catch me in the first like 3 weeks of the new year when I'm trying to do better, then I'll be there. Like if this was next month, I would have totally called in.
I'm
But-
glad I helped you with the resolutions there, Jeff.
And I'll have you know this. The reason I was late, I pulled out, I'm using my GPS and my phone goes down. And I was like, oh, this is a sign I'm not supposed to do it. And I sat on the side of the road and waited for it to reload, and then brought my sweet ass here.
Jeff, thank you so much.
Like
I can't imagine a nicer person than Jeff Oskay.
And he got all dressed up and everything.
I did.
Well, it's the alternative lifestyle. You know?
I did. I put on all these fresh today.
Oh, good.
This isn't
They're
really
all clean. They're all clean. They're all fresh. I didn't just get out of bed and come this way.
I did ask if Willie Boston could be on. I thought Jeff and Willie would have been really good for most overrated occupation.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think Jimmy's up there.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if anybody's wondering why I'm back on the show again, it's because a bunch of people canceled, I guess.
You're the second person to be on twice. The last time was your episode with Gwen's uncle. She came on twice to fill in for some dropouts. So,
Okay, good.
Jimmy, just be thankful that you're on the show. And folks,
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
I came across bad there. Let me in retrospect, I meant it. And today I'm gonna be up next on the veto thing, folks. Taking one off the list. Reverend C. Bennett Hoffman saying comedian. It is on the list, folks. It is one of the ones on the list. And actually, I'm going through what's most overrated right now, and I don't think it's that overrated. You know, I'm gonna give it to a consultant. I'm taking consultant off the list. They get charged way too much money. I'm a consultant myself. We get charged way over the top.
How do you get to be a consultant? I think that's why it's so overrated. Is that everyone wants to be a consultant, but no one knows how to become a consultant.
Yeah. Well, there's so many different types of consultants. I started off as a civil engineer, ended up with an engineering consultancy firm. So if someone needed engineering work, they would call a company to do the engineering work for them. So basically, it's that a consultant is just like it's a service job. It's like if you hire a maid, but it's like
shit that you just pay them for.
Yeah, specialized people that you pay because you don't want to trust Becky over there to do it.
So I need to learn something.
You just learn something real good. Technically, as an alternative life coach, you are a consultant.
I don't feel like a consultant.
I don't feel like a consultant.
I don't feel like it paid like a consultant. Like consultants seem like people are like, oh, I left the company that hired me back as a consultant. Now I make fucking $90,000 a year instead of $40,000 a year. I only got to work 3 days a week.
Yeah,
like, how?
It's not a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of work, but it takes a while to get there. Then you get there, then they're like, oh yeah, that guy, he charges $300 an hour, even though technically he's not really doing that much.
Maybe we should change it to jobs I'm most jealous of. Consultant would be right
up there. Yeah. Yeah. So that's actually not that overrated to me. Actually, now that we talk about it. But.
Okay, awesome. We're down to 8. Doctor, lawyer, comedian, chef, cop, actor, pro athlete, and pharmacist. Folks, those are our final 8. And my brother is saying comedians by far the most overrated, specified not shooters with no accountability.
What without accountability?
Wait, that just got very Illuminati. I mean,
shitters, shivers, it doesn't matter. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Comedian most overrated. All right, we're done. We're done with the first round. Go another round of veto. Jeff, what's another one you want to take off the list? It gets more difficult as the list dwindles.
Oh, I'm gonna say lawyer.
Lawyer, really?
Yeah, I think that have you ever had to sign some law forms?
Yes.
You gotta learn how to write a bunch of words that don't make sense and go in order and shit's got to be crossed and shit. It seems like a lot of hard work.
It just because there's so many contract-based things, and the contracts are all written by lawyers,
right?
So
so I would say lawyer's a hard job.
Yeah, but they made it a necessary job by putting all this fine print and all these other things in there. They're the reasons they're not overrated. They went in added all this contract talk that you don't understand. You have to hire one of them. Like, yeah, I wrote that. I understand everything.
Yeah.
They're assholes.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, the times I've needed a lawyer, I'm always like, oh, I'm glad I had a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never like, oh, I probably could have handled that in-house.
No,
I could have. Why don't I represent myself this
Yeah,
time?
I could have filed those 9 motions. How hard is it to write a motion? Like, I learned that in 4th grade in motion writing class. Like, that shouldn't be any problem. So I don't think that's. Plus, I can't, like, Google my answer. Like, with doctor, I can be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, here's the problem. Whereas, like, lawyer, I Google it, and they're like, hire a fucking lawyer. Like, that's the answer. Like,
yeah,
the other shit you can handle on your own.
yeah, they're pretty necessary.
I would say necessary. I don't think it's overrated.
That actually, Damon Ferguson, who is a lawyer, said, I'm saying that they're assholes.
Well, I'm not saying they aren't assholes, but I'm saying that they are it's not overrated. Like, I think it's
a necessary evil.
I think it's a good job. Like, I wish I would have stayed in school and became a lawyer. Like, that seems like,
well, you know, they're
like some good shit to know. You get pulled over and the cop's like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. Here, I'm going to cite some shit. You're going to step the fuck back. That seems like some good knowledge to have.
They had one of my friends who was a lawyer down in Houston. He was telling me that when they graduated, the class agreed that they come up with a password. So they got pulled over in a cop, because every time a cop pulls you over, they have to call a lawyer at the house, like a district attorney or somebody, and say like, hey, we got this person. Is it good? We can bring them in? And they say, yeah. He goes, well, they came up with a password. When the cop makes the call, they go, eggplant. So like that person will hear the password and say, hey, let that guy go.
Really?
Yeah. So if you can figure out that password,
then I can get out of anything.
If they hear you. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to go right there.
Well, and I mean, there are different kinds of lawyers, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Patent law seems to be boring.
Yeah, or like I dated a lawyer who she was a Social Security lawyer, and that was not fun to talk about. But then I dated a lawyer who was like a criminal defense who hated cops, and she was the most exciting person to talk to. Like, I've always had some great shit. Like, I love that. Like, but yeah, the Social Security lawyer.
Just just see Jeff yawning, and then the other one, Jeff.
Oh, I was just like, and then what happened? Did you tell them to go fuck themselves? Oh, yes. Tell me more. That was a huge turn on.
It was a huge turn.
My current girlfriend's gonna be like, "Oh, great, go fucking date a lawyer, then, you dick."
And you're like, I can't.
I love great stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, here's someone who meets the scum of society all day long. So they have a new great story every day. Like, that's fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to be with, but like some.
Yeah.
Those are good people to have in your life.
And you were also just saying better to listen to than Social Security.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know, there's some really interesting things.
I'm just trying to save you from your girlfriend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But no one can beat who you currently have, you know? Like
exactly.
The old saying they made up. Jimmy, you're up. You know, I can see you feel like you're getting a little bit excited. I'm excited to see what you think.
Warm. Taking off my coat, I mean business now. When the life coach takes off his hoodie, you know he's getting down to business.
How about fucking chef?
Fucking chef. You're saying not overrated. The person who brought chef is Isaac Lanford. Very adamant that a chef was an overrated job.
Was overrated?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
You agree?
I agree. But I wouldn't say it's more overrated than what's left on the board. I fucking hate a chef. Oh my god. You pretentious fucking you dickwad.
Yeah, I think I'm doing it wrong because that's what I mean. Like I think that is overrated. So I guess maybe I should leave that there.
Yeah, so
Take what's not
we're
overrated.
the winner should be the most overrated one. So when you
Okay.
take one off, it can't win no more.
Right. They can't win no more.
Can't win no more.
So how you have to explain things to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna subtly go to a second grade reading level as I speak to you.
Thanks.
Such a nice house.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
See word, say no. Word, no, win, no.
You know, I
more.
was feeling not good on the way here, and now it's just
I hope you feel bad.
Yeah,
You're
it's-
ruining this.
yeah. You're ruining my life.
Dave Dugan.
Not overrated. Pro athlete.
Yeah.
Because although I will say short lifespan there, like at least with the career and the window to make all of the money, but that's got to be a lot of fun, right?
What, being a pro athlete?
Yeah. I mean, they put a lot of time and work and effort into where they are.
Right,
Probably more
for
so
a couple
than
months
any,
out of every year.
Yeah.
They put a shit ton.
Before that. But before
they
that,
work out
I
their
would-
whole life, and then
Yeah, but really, in all honesty, if you're an athlete who's good going through school, like your life's like you have a
Yeah.
lot of shit to make you like. If every day I showed up at school and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's him," and all the girls want to fucking
Yeah.
make out with you, and all the teachers kiss your ass, like that's pretty good motivation to continue to do well in sports.
I love
Like,
that.
it's
I love that you-
never a bad payoff for being good at sports.
I love
Yeah.
that you just said the phrase, all the ladies want to fucking make out with you. Like,
Well,
you use
well,
the
I
word
was thinking, like, even at like fourth grade level, like you're still like a stud the whole way through school if you're good at
Yeah.
sports. Like it's
you
fucking-
can just walk into a hospital and make a bunch of dying kids' dream come
Oh
true
yeah.
anytime you want.
Anytime I'm gonna make that kid's dream
Like,
come
anytime
I'm
you're
having a
feeling
bad day.
Anytime you're
I'm gonna
feeling
go
down,
to the
you just
hospital,
call your
high-five some
Make a Wish
cancer
agent.
Your Make-A-Wish agent.
What a weird guy to just have. They have one for each person.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Anytime I felt bad, I would
Yeah,
just,
I
Where
have,
are
my
you right now?
I have my manager, I have my comedy agent, I have my acting agent, I have my Make-A-Wish agent.
you can just walk into a hospital and just be, hey kid, you know who I am? Yeah,
Yeah.
get excited.
Yeah, I'm the one they named the hospital after.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
Jeff
Thanks.
Oskay Hospital.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was a memorial hospital.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's I would say it's the most overpaid occupation. Like,
absolutely.
like I can't believe that
yeah, it's
in this country that these people make $1 billion to throw shit and kick shit.
They do it really well though.
Yeah.
Also, our grown-up friends buy other grown men's jerseys with their name on the back.
Yeah, I don't that. I'm perplexed, and maybe it's because I always sucked at sports.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was good at them, I would like be more pro sport. But
Yeah.
like, I'm just like all of this money to like fucking
Yeah.
grown ass men. Where my favorite is like
I've got a few jerseys upstairs. Should I not mention?
no,
them?
my favorite. At least you're in shape. Like fucking, my favorite is like you see some fucking fat dude in a Peyton Manning jersey. Like if I was Manning, I'd go over and be like, you know how fucking hard I work every day to
Yeah.
not have that body?
Yeah.
Take that fucking shirt off
Right.
and go put on Jeff Saturday shirt or
Jeff
some other
Saturday
fuck. Like don't fucking take my shirt off, you dick.
I love that
Yeah.
now you're on the pro athlete side. Like you somehow keep going back and forth.
That's part
Put
of
on
being
Jeff-
an alternative life coach. You gotta try to see it from every angle.
I would agree overpaid. I think though I think a couple of them you could say is overpaid as well. Like actor.
Well, I mean, there's a big scale there. A lot of actors don't make any money.
No, there's a lot of athletes that are playing like the European League that are
Pro.
making like $20K. You know, like you're like to you a pro athlete is the NFL, NBA.
To me, 20K would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're taking
We'll
20K,
get to
if
Canadian
you're
a little bit
if
later.
you're getting 20K and destroying your body at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
yeah.
just football, really. Like other sports, you're not really destroying
Yeah.
it, I guess.
Okay.
As much, anyway.
Baseball, not so much. I would say that. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so you stick with pro athlete, or are you changing your answer?
No, we'll stick with it.
Stick with it. Pro athlete off the list, folks. Taking it off. Now I'm up.
Now did we go to a speed round or something?
I'm just gonna take one off there.
Where we just get a marker and just battle each other and fucking cross one out.
We set up a dart game from a distance, and if you hit one, that's off the list.
It's off.
So be careful. I'm next. I'll get the last veto here. Most overrated. You know, it's tough. I would. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with. And here's the deal. I don't know.
Is anybody watching?
Yeah, we've got.
There's like 4 people.
There's 5 people. We've got about 99 views on VidChat, 45 likes there. We're doing all right, guys. We're
feeling good.
Causing a fervor amongst people on the internet.
We're having a good time.
Are we?
You guys are.
I'm gonna fuck, man. I'm taking comedian off the list, and the reason is I think like the conversation we just had with the pro athlete.
Yeah.
Like I would say an actor is worse than a comedian as a most overrated job because a majority of comedians get paid less than I would say actors. So that's my thought process here. And a comedian can be an actor.
Right.
There's more.
Well, for the record, there's a shit ton of actors going around being comedians.
That's fair.
Check your local club.
check your local club. Rob Schneider will be opening for Pauly Shore. And
yeah.
I would go see that show. I would. Me and Pauly were friends.
Oh,
you're the only one that's liked him.
Oh, when I say we're friends, I fucking hate him.
Oh.
Like I got into a yelling match with Pauly Shore at a strip club parking lot at 3 in the morning on a fucking Thursday. And I had seriously, not even a weekend argument. No, the thing was, it started off as Wednesday. Like this was not Thursday. This wasn't Friday. This was Wednesday night after a strip club
Thursday morning.
argument. Yeah.
On an early Thursday morning.
Fuck him.
He tried to get. Was this the same week? He tried to get Holt one time to rent a car and drive him to his next gig in Ohio, and then got mad at him when he wouldn't do it for like $50.
It may be that same week, but I ended up having to. He refused to ride in my car because it wasn't nice enough. So I had to.
Him and Daniel Tosh.
So yeah.
That's my favorite story.
Daniel Tosh didn't ride in your car?
Well, he rode my car, but he wasn't
fucking.
He was not fucking happy about it. He was fucking shitty. Like he's on his phone to his manager. This is bullshit. I'm never fucking coming back to this fucking town.
I shouldn't have to be still riding piece of shit
Cars. What the fuck is this? Never coming back to this fucking club. Fuck Indianapolis.
Wouldn't it like summertime your AC wasn't working and then your window would roll down?
Yeah, but his wouldn't because it was broken, and which just fucking infuriated him because he didn't want air conditioning. I don't want that fucking air conditioning. Roll my window down like it doesn't roll down.
Oh, he didn't want air conditioning.
Well, the best part was I go, it won't roll down, and he kept trying it. I go, dude, it's broke, and he goes, no, man, it looks like you have your lock on your windows over there. Yeah, look, it still doesn't fucking roll down. I'm not a fucking idiot. I've had this car for like 4 years. I think I would have figured out child fucking window locks. And that's what it was. It was just this button right here. I would have rolled down the whole time. Anyway, yeah, take comedian off there.
All right, comedian off the list. But not specific.
I can't wait till this is on fucking Tosh.0.
It won't be.
Yeah, hey, look at this fucking no name from Indiana talking shit about me.
Yeah.
And Joe Bates is hosting. I know that guy.
That guy's handsome. I can see
tried
you and Daniel Tosh being friends.
Yeah.
I feel like after a while I'd be
hang
like,
out,
oh, this
Mountain
is beneath me. And
That's why I think you guys would be perfect for each other.
All right, guys, we're down to our final 5, and this is when it comes up to you. If you're watching on BidChat, feel free to call in, or if you're on Facebook Live, suggest an occupation that you think is most overrated. We'll add it to the list to get our final 6. Right now, we're at actor, pharmacist, doctor, chef, and cop. So first one to suggest one to add to the list, we'll add it there. For now, how do you guys feel so far about our final 5 that we have? Any strong any things that you think
I thought
we
we
missed?
got rid of doctor first.
No. Jeff was very adamant about how he hated doctors during the criteria thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
Loves
right.
surgeons, hates doctors.
That's right.
Respect a surgeon.
Yeah.
Respect the surgeon. Don't love
General
surgeons.
practice, doctor. I'm not a. If all you can do is send me to another doctor, then you suck. Like if you can't handle it yourself, then you shouldn't be in the game.
I went to I thought I was having a heart attack constantly. So I went to like the doctor and I was just having a constant heart pain, and he's like, is it just constant, like a dull pain? I go, yeah. He goes, well, it's not a heart attack, but you should go see a doctor and a cardiologist. And I was like, cool. And he goes, call me and let me know what it was. And I was like, what am I doing? Am I doing your fucking job? What am I doing?
I gotta give you my follow up.
It looks like I missed Peter Frederick Wallace's commercial airline pilot. My brother just recommended. I think that's actually a solid one. Commercial airline pilot. Nowadays, they just press a button and they don't do anything. So pilot added to the list of my left hand, not my strong writing hand, but you can see my right.
It's actually
It's way better than
it's way better. You need to start doing that more often.
It's just right left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way better than the other side.
Apparently, you wore out the right side of the tip, right-handed, so now the left side.
I don't know if that's okay. Maybe. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm not a physicist.
Or Pope. Pilot or Pope.
Oh, I like that for overrated.
Well, yeah.
So you would rather have Pope than pilot? Jimmy,
It's
don't
more
hurt yourself
over-
here.
No, let's leave it a pilot. Let's
Yeah.
leave pilot.
Let's keep religion out of this.
Yeah.
And that's what I always do on this podcast. Except next week, I'll be doing worst religion. No.
Perfect. Can I
I do-
come back? I have some thoughts.
Well, Jeff, I don't know if you'll actually make it or cancel last second based on your earlier statement.
Yeah, he's not showing up anywhere twice.
Fine. February, you're fucked.
Okay, so we had a pilot. We got our final 6: pilot, pharmacist, actor, doctor, cop, and chef. Our final 6, folks. Peter Frederick Wallace is not like that. We didn't take his choice of Pope. Also, he said, Jeff, you clearly didn't date a chef.
I didn't say I did a chef.
No, but actually saying you hating chef so much earlier, you clearly have never
Oh,
dated.
yeah.
Sonny is hating us right now.
That's Peter Frederick Wallace. Really
Oh,
upset
okay.
we didn't go with Pope.
Sorry, bud.
Wow. Look at all those frowny faces.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go one at a time for each 6. We're gonna decide whether it should be the top 3. Doctor, most overrated occupation. Do you think that's a top 3 on the list here that we have left?
Of most overrated?
Yes, it seems Jeff. From what everything Jeff has ever said here so far today, it seems like he would say yes, it is overrated.
Oh, I thought you were asking.
No, I don't know if that's in my top 3.
That's not in your top 3, but is it in your top 3, Jeff?
Of what's left?
Yes.
Of the most overrated.
I would say yes, it's in my top 3.
Okay, so right now we have kind of a disagreement. I'm going to put on the cusp. We're going to go at a time. If we see 3 and we agree more, we'll get there. Next one, chef, most overrated. So you seem to have some strong opinions about it earlier that you didn't bring
I'm
up.
gonna say yeah. That's in my top 3.
Of most overrated?
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you on that.
You almost vetoed it earlier.
He didn't understand the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah. No.
This is not a game. This is life, guys.
Yeah. No, I think it is.
Okay, so
That's
chef,
what
I would
happened.
agree too. I think
Yeah.
chef.
Are we going to circle that? Are you
based
going to
on
circle that with your left hand so we know it's in the top 3?
I'm just gonna remember.
Oh, okay.
and then cross out the ones when we take them off. Like it seems to be a cross out type game for you. A little shoots and ladders and cross outs.
I've only seen about 7 minutes of this show ever, so I'm just guessing.
Is it like the Mario Kart extravaganza where you just watched it on YouTube? we hosted a Mario Kart game,
Yeah.
and they asked him, and they asked me to do it with him, and I'm like, yeah, great. And he get there, and he's like, yeah, I just watched an hour of it on YouTube to see if I could figure out what Mario Kart is.
Yeah, I had no idea what it
I
was.
was like, what? He's like, I don't know what's
You
going
gotta
on.
take the gig.
You got
I needed the $37.
okay.
I think we all made $37 that night, if I recall.
Well,
correctly.
I had to split it with Alex because she showed up.
Yeah, so I think because originally it was like 100, and then that got broken into 3, so we all walked with $33.
Oh,
It's a pretty good night.
It was like 6 hours of work.
Yeah. It was immigrant wages, but I'm an immigrant, so I expect to work for that. Anyway,
Okay, cop. We're on cop now. Do you think cop? Now this is difficult.
This is gonna be very controversial.
Cop is very much like asshole. It's definitely the asshole, but is it overrated? Is a cop not worth what a cop is? What we think about a cop?
So
I think that all cops are doing the best they can, and I support them. So I say that's not in my top 3.
Trump's
Yeah.
America.
I love the police.
yeah, me too. For the purposes of
I don't think it's overrated. I don't think anyone's like, oh, that's awesome. He's a cop.
I don't think no one's ever been like, hey, I'm a police officer. And it was like, whoa.
I like most people, I like a cop when I need one, and other than that, I don't want them anywhere around me.
yeah. Have they ever helped you?
They helped me get into trouble with my next door neighbor when I called them to because he was shooting a gun off in his yard, and they came to my house and made me point him out, and he saw me, and so then he knew I was the one who called the police on him. So then he got arrested and hated me once he got out of jail.
That's
Next
good.
year. Be like, hi neighbor. He'd be like, fuck you.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Well, at least you know he doesn't have a gun anymore.
yeah.
Well, this is a touchy one.
Has a cop ever helped you, Jimmy?
No. I mean, I've never like been in a life or death situation where I needed one, but like,
That make you feel anxious.
yeah. I've not had good experiences.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. And I'll leave it at that. And we'll take cop off the list. The cops are great, guys. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much.
It's an impossible job.
Good job.
You can't win.
No, you can't win.
What else is a bully going to
Unless-
do? That's why I tell all the
All right.
bullies in my junior high. I take all the bullies and say you're gonna go to war
and
and get PTSD, and then you're gonna fucking be a cop.
when you come back,
It always
Yeah.
seems like the bullies in school is always the shortest ones that always be the cops.
Yes.
It's like the
well,
Yeah.
from two of and I don't know how big they were, but they seemed huge when I was in high school. 2 of the biggest dudes in my class who like to beat the shit out of people. They are both officers.
Yeah. Funny, that's almost every scenario of.
But I kind of I feel like if they pulled me over, they'd be like, "Oh, Oskay,
Yeah.
like, hey, how you doing? We
because
should
I
have
never
a
got
beer."
bullied by them then.
Well, I did, but I think they would feel bad about that now because now they bullied
Yeah.
some other people better, and so they're like, "Oh, I should have been nice to Oskay.
you kind
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna let them off."
you put in like credit for a later time.
Yeah, like I got a beating back in my freshman year to get me out of a DUI when I'm 52. Like that's
That's not bad. All right, we're gonna continue on the list. Actor. Do you think actor is a top 3 most overrated job? I think the top line of it, they get way overpaid.
Yeah.
well, like main actors. I
Yeah.
mean, most actors don't get paid shit.
Desperate for a commercial gig just to get.
Oh, I wish I could get a commercial with some repeat, with some
Yeah.
fucking Residuals on that bitch.
I used to a coworker. She her family made like a Tide commercial. They had like fans create a Tide commercial, and they stuck with it. They kept playing it. Her family made like $25K.
Yeah,
from that one commercial. They just made like cardboard boxes.
Like every time I see one of those like crazy 88, like you can buy a car, no money down. This dude's like, I did it. Like I'm like, how am I not that fucking guy? Like every fucking JG Wentworth commercial where it's just some dude who's like, oh, I got fucking they sell my annuity. Like I can play that role in all of those.
Yeah,
I just picture you in like a Bud Light commercial as the like when they go to a montage of different people like raising their beer, and then like a homeless guy just sitting there. Hey, yeah, I'm in too. I'm down.
I'd take it.
I think I would take it.
I would
as well.
gladly like be the spokesperson for like a homeless shelter trying to raise some money.
or you could be like those public service announcements where it shows homeless people.
Yeah. I'm sad. I'm down on my luck.
I will remember you.
Yeah.
I could do that. No, every time I watch commercials, I'm like, and I see like some scuzzy guy on it. I'm like, who got him that role? I couldn't play that role.
Right.
Fucking check cashing. Woohoo!
Yeah.
They fucking they cash my fourth party check. Woohoo!
Here we have local dock worker Jeff Oskay
Exactly.
selling clam chowder. I could do it. So
Okay.
I don't
He's
think
a New England dock worker now.
chowder. Selling chowder. I don't know. Actor's one of those things like comedian that all you have to do is call yourself it and you're it.
Yeah.
Like you don't like you don't have to prove anything.
Yeah,
you can just be like, I'm an actor, and people are like, what have you acted in? Stuff.
At least with actor, you get like you can have a SAG. You get SAG accredited. You have like some sort of thing you can get to. Or comedian, you're
right. Eventually, you can get to that. But I mean, the person like if you met somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm a local theater actor," like you'd be like, "Oh, well, I can't argue that because I'm not going to go to local theater."
I like that you want to argue it. Like somebody tells you a profession, like,
well,
I am a doctor. Prove it. Prove you're a doctor.
You have no idea how many times I've been at like a party, and I hate parties, but like I'll go because like one of my friends brings me, and then someone there is talking about being a comedian, and you're like, "Oh, really? Where are you a comedian? Oh, I play all over this town. Oh, really? Like where? Like what club? Oh, I'm at Morty's. I'm at Crackers every weekend. I'm like, what's your
Also,
fucking
why are
name?
you bragging about I play all over Indianapolis?
Oh, and then I'm like, I've never fucking met you, man. And they'll be like, oh no, how long have you been doing it? Oh, I've been doing it like 4 or 5 years. I'm like, texting my friend, have you ever heard of this motherfucker? And I'm like, really? You're gonna lie about being a fucking local comic? Like that's what's gonna try to get you pussy at this party? Like that some girl's gonna be like, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna bang him. He's got a fucking local comedy career.
Tell me a joke. You got to see me at the shows.
Yeah, I don't. You're gonna make the janitor clean up the mess? I don't do that shit.
There's a guy I was talking to the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get back into the game. I live out, a couple hours away, but I'm just here." I was like, "Oh, cool. You're gonna hit Mike's more." He goes, I'm just playing like 2 or 3 a month, maybe. And I was like, "Oh, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore." Like,
I would say actor. I'd say it's overrated.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top 3.
So
Top 3. Yeah.
all right. So right now we have chef, actor, and doctor kind of on the cusp. We got 2 more to go through. Pharmacist. Do you think that's overrated? I don't know exactly what a pharmacist does when I go there and I say I need these painkillers. Can you please get them?
I don't think they are because I don't think they're rated that high.
Oh, I do. I think they're highly rated, and I think they shouldn't be. I think old time.
Hey, Elise.
Hi, Elise.
Elise.
Hi.
I just so you know, this is live.
I know.
I put both cats in your room because he's allergic to cats.
Cool.
Okay.
It's a great place to put them. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Actually, we didn't put them up last time, and I was fine. So maybe I'm not allergic to your cats. Maybe.
I'm sorry my house is so dirty because it would be even less allergic if it were clean.
That's fine. I had sneezed once.
You look like you're sick though.
Thanks, Joe. It's where I work every day. Thank you.
Okay, Elise Whitaker, everybody, my roommate. Sweet. Okay, cool. Back to the
Pharmacist.
Pharmacist. Jeff's got some opinions.
I would say pharmacist pre 1930, probably not overrated. Like those dudes, like if you went in, you're like, oh, I need some fucking penicillin. Like they had to fucking make it.
Snake oil.
Like they had to get out a Morton
Fucking snake
pestle
oil.
and fucking grind some shit and
the little
measure
wooden
out
thing.
milligrams
What's that
and
called?
fucking
What's that
Morton
called?
pestle.
Oh yeah. That's
You have to grind that shit and then
they brought them back
cap
from
it
mixologists.
themselves.
They were
and stuff like
witches.
that.
Witches is what they were.
Yeah, but like nowadays, we could all go be a pharmacist. Like, oh, I need 20 of these. You go over to that thing, you press the button, 20 fall out.
Yeah.
You slap a label that was printed off the computer.
Right.
That motherfucker didn't write that warning.
Right.
Like that's all they're doing is a fucking filling and labeling. That's all
Yeah.
you do. Anyone can do that.
Why does it take like 45 minutes to get there when you like get given your order? And
Just to fucking so it seems like they're doing something important.
that's what I think too. I think they're completely.
If they
making
had it
up
to
as
you in
they
like
go.
2 seconds, they'd be like, why don't we use this? Like how they should have it is like, have you ever been to those candy stores in the mall that have those huge sleeves of fucking like,
Yeah.
You
different
think
candy,
drugs should be?
and you go over and like someone oversees you, like, oh, here, you need 20 of these, and you pull the lever and it fills it up, and you go over and they put it on the little scale, and they're like 20 Percocet, that's this much, and you pay your money and walk the fuck out.
And I wish they wouldn't tell me they're going to call my name over the thing when it's ready because they never do. I always have to go back up there and like, oh yeah, it's ready. I'm like, okay, thanks for letting me know. Like it's been an hour.
Which witch does a better job than?
Which-
Like it could be a vending machine. You know, they give you a card, you put the card in,
Right.
and the
You
vending
don't
machine can do all.
you don't need a person there. They're
Yeah.
like a stewardess.
Are we saying pharmacist more overrated than doctor?
I'm going to.
I was almost gonna say doctor, but what we just talked about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with it.
Okay, we're taking doctor off the list. Because it's not just general practice doctors. There's other doctors out there,
Right.
Jeff.
I understand. Your LBGYNs, you gotta have those.
Those are important.
Sorry,
Doctors,
I get this.
surgeons are important.
LOLBGYGYN. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, guys? You guys? Okay.
We're down to 4 people.
We're down. Oh, well, it's a solid
One,
four.
one of them committed suicide, and they're just hanging there.
They
They
couldn't
couldn't
press it.
log out.
They're just trying to swing closer and closer to the
Hit it
thing.
with their
Like
toe.
one of those pendulums at the museum where they have like a little clock thing.
She used to love the pendulum.
What happened? What changed
I
your
don't know.
love?
Well, I think it's gone. They
Oh,
used to have it at the Children's Museum, and I don't think it's there anymore.
no, it finally knocked them all down.
It finally accomplished its task. Uh-oh. Something happened.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh. AIDS. Your phone's infected.
14 advocate, your device is overheating. My device is overheating. Well, guys, welcome to Bid Chat, still watching. My device is overheating. We still got Bid Chat, though. So we'll...
You'll edit this in post, right?
No, not at all. This is it. This is what it is. My device is over. I can't do anything on my phone right now because I've never seen that before. It's just too hot
Because it was sitting on the
your-
laptop.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a good point.
No, you can't do that.
It's really hot.
Yeah.
Oh no. I hope it's because it was the laptop. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I mean,
If
I've
not,
done it
your
before.
phone's-
I played it off this, and then I had it here, and I was fine. So it probably was just a laptop.
I think you'd be smarter than that. You would have put it somewhere else. You're an engineer.
Oh, look at that. I got my fucking arm sleeve up like I'm on fucking Always Sunny.
Okay. Well, we still got Bid Chat here, so we'll continue down the list. The next one is Pilot. Is Pilot a top 3 worst,
I don't think so.
most overrated occupation?
They
They don't do anything
I
anymore.
like a pilot.
Well, my son took some pilot lessons. I don't know why. Like, he's fucking colorblind, so he can never legally become a pilot.
Yeah, what
so,
do you mean? What kind of pilot? tell the audience, us, how to be.
We're at 170 views on BitChat.
Okay.
We're doing all right on BitChat.
How old your son is?
My son just turned 10, and he started taking flying lessons at 9, and he practiced on a simulator for 4 or 5 months, and then I got to go up with him in a Cessna and his flying instructor.
Really?
About a month and a half ago.
And he flew?
Yeah, it was fucking terrifying.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that was even an option.
Yeah.
At 10.
Yeah, he
That you could even
took off
start.
the runway, and we flew over Geist, and then came back to Mount Comfort Airport and landed.
That's
very terrifying.
I'm going to be right back. Keep talking about pilots.
Did you know Bill Burr learned how to fly a fucking helicopter, and now he just rents helicopters and sometimes just drives himself to a gig and lands.
On his helicopter?
Yeah.
Does he land like at the gig?
I envision him landing on the roof.
Illegal. Yeah. He just comes and lands on Crackers downtown.
Yeah.
Like right next to the heliport. Going to Crackers.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. I feel like helicopter pilot would be harder than commercial airline pilot.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Like, I was very glad that it wasn't just me and my son. Like, I was very...
yeah.
Like, when we got in, they were seating him, and his instructor got in, and they go, "Do you know what seat you're in?" to my son. And he goes, "The co-pilot seat." And they're like, "No, you're in the pilot seat." And he goes, "I just want to be in the co-pilot seat." And they're like, "No, you got to be in the pilot seat."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, if he wants to be in the co-pilot seat, let him be in the we don't have to.
So you said he's colorblind, so he can't. So I thought that was just like a military thing. But he could never do any
commercial
professional
or something to do with the horizon, not being able to distinguish the horizon from
You should probably know what color the horizon is.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, that's all up in me.
Oh yeah, it's
I like that.
way too close to my face.
Oh, that's perfect.
I
like that.
You like that?
I like that a lot. I like seeing Jimmy all up in it.
I don't.
Oh, perfect. This is great. This is going to be perfect.
But yeah, I respected. So his instructor gets in and he goes, "Well, I have to sit in the co-pilot seat because I've been instructing for so many years that I can't even fly out of the pilot seat. Like, I'm so used to doing everything from the right side of the plane instead of the left." That's
weird. That's like driving a car in UK. He's just used to that whole thing.
Well, it was a lot like fucking taking driver's ed, but in a plane that could crash. Like, I'm like, they can take over the wheel and the brake, but fucking you may hit a pole. Like, you aren't gonna fall out of the sky for like 3,000 feet.
Does he know that his dream that he's working towards can never come true because he was slighted by God?
Well, it's actually his two dreams are to be a professional WWE wrestler, or
not a bad dream,
or a professional hip hop dancer.
Oh, okay, good.
Which he's been taking hip hop lessons for a couple years now. So
he's studying
getting pretty good.
The flying just for the thrills of just
just do it on his free time.
Well, when you hip hop,
some kids play baseball.
He likes to just fucking fly.
Jumps in the Cessna and takes it up around the city.
That's awesome. What an awesome kid.
When you hip hop as much as this kid does, you become pretty fly.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Elbow drop. And okay, so by the way, Facebook Live people, I apologize. The phone overheated. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen, but apparently when you put your phone on the laptop, a lot of heat. We brought the heat. This podcast is on fire. The sun is hot. Anyways,
who's the comic? God, Matt.
Matt can't be the best first name to give for a comic that we'd have to
No, his name's Matt
full charge. They call them full charge.
Yeah.
Full charge. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope your fire insurance is updated because I'm setting this.
Yeah, he's funny.
Perfect. So we're saying pilot, not 3 overrated. Not the
I
top.
think I was very happy that I had a pilot that day in the plane.
Yeah. Not overrated. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was my first thought was, oh, what if this dude now that we're way the fuck up in the air, what if this dude now, act of God, just goes out? And now my son, my 10-year-old, is at the fucking gear.
He's more qualified than you to fly the plane.
Right. And this dude is like 300 pounds, and we're in a Cessna. It's not like I can move his body into the back of the plane and like move the fuck up there. And even if I can go right and left. Like I got that shit down. I know you aren't supposed to hold it like that. Like you're just and back. That's all I know. Maybe pushing, but we're fucked.
Yeah. There was I dated a girl whose dad had a plane, and he took.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah, not good for you, Joe.
Fucking
Your son takes flying lessons.
Can more of your life go well?
Your son does hip hop dancing flying lessons, and I'm pretty sure you'll get him in a professional wrestling clinic sooner than later. So let's talk about excess money for a second.
All right.
Anyways,
Anyway.
I dated a girl whose dad had a plane. Took me on the plane. He had me on the sides there. He goes, let me fly a little. It's nighttime downtown Houston. Really cool little view. And he told me to press a pedal. And I pressed the pedal, and the plane started going down, and beeps happened. And then she kind of screamed in the back, and he goes, "Oh, you don't want to make her scream." And then like took control of the plane. It was like, oh, that was a close one.
You didn't have some smart aleck comment about how you always make her scream?
No.
Like something you would say.
I was worried about dying.
Oh, yeah.
That took precedent above all puns, above all. I was so fearful of dying that now every time I'm on a plane, I realize that if the pilot in the front presses a pedal, I'm done. I'm done.
You're dead.
I get anxious on planes now because of that. I don't like flying that much no more. I used to love it, Jimmy. Just being in the wind.
Just flying. Just
Above the
jetting
clouds.
around the world. On
Seeing
the Concorde.
different sights.
I feel awful for you.
I had a Zeppelin for a little bit, and yeah, called it the Hindenburg 2. Anyways, so we're taking a pilot off the list, folks. We're down to pharmacist, actor, and
I am
chef.
so on board with what we have left. Like I totally agree with these being the most overrated.
I was surprised Jeff came pretty hot in on doctor, and for doctor not to make the top 3 at the end of the day.
Well, it's just because there's such a scale of.
Yeah, doctor's such a.
I mean, some of them are the most important people there are.
Well, but just because they hold the prescription pads.
Yeah,
That's
those
the only
fuckers-
reason that, like, if we all got one prescription pad a lifetime,
Yeah,
like, that you could just write your own scripts, like, until your pad was out.
yeah.
Like, I think that should be a.
I just go straight to surgeon, and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty fucking.
Yeah, surgeon is important, but, like, the guy who's like, hey, I've had strep throat before. I fucking know it's strep throat. Like, I shouldn't have to pay you $120 to have you write down, oh, now you can go to CVS and get the medicine you need for the shit you already knew you had because you're a grown adult.
Right.
You're right, Jeff. The healthcare system is broken.
And you're gonna sit in 2 waiting rooms.
Yeah.
The main one, and then back.
Then back in the smaller one. Who's that? Is it Seinfeld that has that joke? He's like now in an even tinier waiting room.
Just keeps getting smaller and smaller. Like a rushing nested doll.
Perfect. So we're down to our final 3: pharmacist, actor, and chef. Right away. Any of those 3 that you guys think isn't a top 2? Any outlier doesn't seem like it fits with the other 2? Otherwise, we'll have to figure it out. But if something jumps out of your eye, let me know.
Well, I didn't realize that pharmacists were rated. That's my only thing. Like,
I think if someone told you they were a pharmacist, you would give them respect.
all right.
Well, so if someone's like, "Hey, I'm a pharmacist," you wouldn't be like, "Who gives a shit?" You wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's a good job."
I'd be like, you went to school and probably make a pretty good living.
Yeah. Like, if I was dating somebody
Yeah.
and somebody's like, oh, what do they do? I'd be like, oh, they're a pharmacist. Like, that'd be like, I
that'd
would
be
say,
a good, but
But if I was dating somebody and they were an actor, I'd be like, they don't really work. Like,
Yeah.
what do they do? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'd be ashamed to tell someone I was dating a fucking actor.
Chef is in the middle of those two.
Chef. See, like for actual chef and not cook, like chef and pharmacist, you got to go to school and put in some fucking work.
Yeah.
Same with like actor, but you can still go to no school, put in no work, and call yourself an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make these stupid little things. Like we're all 3 actors now because we recorded something. That's all.
This is actually sad credited.
Is it? So do I have to pay dues?
Yes.
I'm a junior high school counselor right now, and I'm acting like I'm doing,
I think
I'm doing great.
We call it junior high, not middle school.
Shit.
Yeah, we always called it junior high.
I always call it middle school.
We called it. I think it's an age thing. We called it junior high.
They
I mean,
they had to clarify
the term
later
middle
on.
school was still used, but mostly.
I think it was
junior high.
like, yeah, I'm in junior high now. Like
Yeah.
I'm almost in fucking high school,
Yeah.
so watch the fuck out. Whereas
Yeah.
middle school seems like, oh yeah,
I'm in middle school.
yeah, you're in the middle. That's,
Elise, middle school or junior high?
Middle school.
Boom! Another
How
win.
old are you, Elise?
But okay, I'm 26.
How old are you, Joe?
I'm 31 tomorrow.
Okay, sick.
But also, I have to say, I went to I went to a private school, and it was called a middle school, and then like other area public schools called it a junior high. So that may be a factor.
I went to a public middle school, but I did go to a private high school.
I went to a private everything.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Oh, it was. I turned out great.
Alternative lifestyle. Go to private school. Was it Montessori? It feels like you went to
No,
Montessori.
it was religious.
And that, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to remind everybody that Jesus Christ is our one true Lord and Savior. Thank you so much for watching.
Just for the record, I don't know if you watched that inauguration shit yesterday.
No.
But separation of church and state, my ass. There was like 7 hours of prayers and Bible readings throughout the fucking day. Sorry, I'm still pissed off about it. Go on.
This is why we didn't put Pope on the list, because we didn't want to get.
Oh, I would have fucking went off.
Oh, my brother's an asshole. My brother mentioned intermediate school.
Somebody's hating us again.
That's Peter Frederick Wallace. He watches the show every time and then gets
And then
angry.
just
Just
throws
bombs.
shade
Just
the whole
kidding,
time.
just throwing shade. It's
Wow.
Peter Shadick Wallace. And, okay, so it looks like we're still confused here on what 3. So I would say actor to me is the odd one out, because I think in general some people understand that actor means what you're saying. That you're not really like that famous. Like when I told people at work, my old job, that I was a comedian, they're like, "What do you make, like $2K a year?" Like they knew it wasn't that big a deal.
And did you inform them that you didn't even come close to 2K?
No, I was like, "Is $560 good?"
Yeah, that's good. I don't know, but I think if we're talking about society, like I think society definitely like looks up to actors more than like pharmacists and chefs. Like,
Well, chef is changing. I feel like they're starting celebrity chefs.
yeah, so I would say pharmacist is the one that's out on this.
And I feel like pharmacist does the least amount of any of the other 3.
Yeah,
All right,
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
pharmacist, you're off the list. Surprise! I really thought it was building up to one that was going to be a surprise takeaway.
It may be. Maybe we should. I'm having regrets now.
We can uncross, I think.
Because if we're doing the most overrated, then probably I don't know.
Again, this isn't supposed to be easy, folks. That's why I had to get experts on this show.
I still say chef is number 1.
Okay, we'll see what's number 1, but we're taking pharmacists off the list. We're down to actor and chef. We're down to the vote, folks. The vote to see what the most overrated profession is. Jeff Oskay, I'm going to ask you, what is your vote between chef and actor, most overrated profession? Feel free to talk it out. Silence is not
I
great on
would
podcasts.
say that the actor, the chef's actually doing something. Like I don't know who said it, but it may have been like Doug Stamp. I don't know. Somebody was like, all acting is just lying. Like that's all you're doing. That's all you're doing is just lying to people for like a living. You just act like you're somebody you aren't. Like it's really not that hard.
It's really not that hard to just be fake.
I mean, again, with just like a doctor, there are levels. Like he's
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's a great example. That's not who I was trying to think of. Who's There Will Be Blood?
Donald Sutherland.
No.
James Wade Gacy. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis is not overrated
Right.
for what he does.
What about Martin Sheen?
Maybe.
Famous B-movie brother of Joe. Oh, about Joe Estevez. I was thinking Joe Estevez.
Well,
Martin Sheen.
let's take the two best of each one. Like, who's the best chef like in the world? Like,
See, I couldn't name a chef.
You couldn't name one chef.
No.
Emily
like Bobby
Lagasse.
Flay or
well-
Guy Ferrari or where you.
Guy Ferrari.
That's what we should have done was most overrated chefs. Fucking Guy Fieri.
I think that one's already answered. I think that one's a clear go-to on the most. He's the Jeff Dunham of chefs.
At least, I don't know. Like, I feel like a chef is doing something.
So your vote is actor,
Actors,
most overrated.
Most overrated would be my vote.
All right, I'm gonna go up next. I'm gonna say for what I pay for their services. If you want to get a chef that's called like a great chef and what they do, they're adding all this extra stuff, like stuff you can't really eat, or it's like it's supposed to make the design of the plate. Like I don't understand plating. Why do you have to design a plate that looks nice? I'm gonna eat the food anyways.
Right.
I don't understand that, and I enjoy some actors. You know, I'd rather a cheap chef than a cheap actor. I like going to movies. I like seeing TV. I'm gonna say most overrated chef is my vote, which means Jimmy. You're the tie-breaking vote, and I know it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, chef.
Okay, chef is the most overrated occupation.
Yeah.
Chef is
I lost. Son of a bitch. Can I argue my point and change your minds?
Sure. Well, how much time do we got? We're over time. I thought I wanted to just have a conversation about best actors and actresses. I bet we could name way more than chefs.
Yeah. Obviously.
Stewart,
there's not like an Oscars for
Rachel
chef.
Ray.
Jeff seems to think that there are.
Emily Lagasse. Who's the
Yeah, well, there's only like 20 famous chefs. There's
Gordon
like
Ramsay?
1,000 famous
Gordon
actors.
Ramsay? There's my cousin was just voted number
Meryl
one
Streep.
restaurant in USA Today, Reader Choice, number one restaurant in the country for 2017.
Really?
Yeah,
What
FLX Table.
restaurant is this?
FLX Table. It's on the Finger Lakes in New York. Last year he was in GQ magazine for Best Sommelier.
Really?
Yeah, 2016.
Well, cheers to you.
Yeah,
Cousin.
well, he doesn't talk to me no more, so
Why?
we just don't talk.
Mm.
Not nothing any bad or hate, just family, you know. Cousins. I don't talk to cousins. Who talks to cousins? Not Jeff. Jimmy doesn't talk to anybody.
I've worked for my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I see him every day.
must be nice. But folks, that's our show. Most overrated occupation, chef. That's what wins. Again, I want to thank my guest here, Jimmy Roberson. Jimmy, thank you so much for being on the show. Do you have any Twitter upcoming shows? Any Facebook, Instagrams? You have anything going on, Jimmy?
We're doing a show somewhere tonight, right?
We'll be in Lafayette at Camel Crossing. I'll be featuring for this headliner, Jimmy Roberson, who seems to be real excited about the show. So I can't wait for you guys to come out there and see Jimmy.
I
Coast.
just now thought of all my friends who are chefs, and we're going to watch this. So I'm going to
I don't know it. Yeah.
close
Well,
friends.
that's the other thing. I've never known a chef in my life.
I-
I've known people who work at Applebee's who told me they were
I'm
chefs.
sorry, Trisha. I'm sure you're amazing. but-
To be fair, I honestly don't think they can see this because I think it's just on my page. It's public, but I don't think you guys weren't tagged in it. So don't worry. You guys
well,
are
I'm going to...
Oh, you'll share it later?
Yeah, I'll share it later.
Hell yeah, we did it.
I'm
We
gonna
did
try to...
Get your name out
I'll
there.
send it to my three followers. My aunt out in My aunt out in Phoenix will comment. Think
If
it's great.
I'll follow your guys' Twitter. You'll follow mine, and one day all comedians will follow
I
all
think
comedians' Twitters. and
Don't I
it's already
follow you
happening.
on Twitter?
Yeah, who wouldn't? Folks.
Wait, don't I get to plug my gigs?
Yeah, I was gonna. You're good, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, there's others.
Jeff, what do you got going on?
fine.
You're
Nothing. I got no gigs.
You got a Twitter at all?
I got a Twitter and I got a Facebook and I have a FetLife profile. So find me on one of those three and let's hang out.
Perfect. I'm Joe Bates. You're watching me on BidChat or on Facebook Live. But if
Thanks
you
for having me on, Joe.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Joe.
I'm sorry.
Again.
Well, at least you didn't have to fucking send an email to them and go, hey, can I come and do your podcast since you never fucking asked me?
Well, Jeff, I didn't know we're that close, but
Apparently we are.
Jeff,
Can
you're. I
you
mean,
do your fucking podcast?
Huh?
Fucking ask me.
Elise. Well, I had a plan.
Elise hasn't been on the podcast?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
no.
I feel much better, at least. Thank you.
This is my first appearance.
I've got prep work and the things.
People.
Everyone,
Get Joe up on Twitter. Let's get Elise on this show.
hashtag
Follow
free
me.
Elise.
Yeah.
Follow Jeff on @Jeff Oskay,
No, at Scene Funnier.
@SceneFunnier.
I'm at Roberson Jimmy.
It
At
really is
Roberson
at
Jimmy.
Scene Funnier.
No,
Like,
@SceneFunnier.
Yeah.
@SceneFunnier. Check him out on Twitter.
SEEN. Not SCENE.
Yeah, as you've seen it.
Right.
Oh,
In case
I've
they didn't
seen
know how to
Funnier.
spell scene.
I think you're gonna keep spelling it. That's why I got confused and quiet there. You just did the first 4 letters, and then that's not how people spell things. At Roberson Jimmy, you follow me on Twitter @JoeAmerica22, which is too complicated, and on BidChat @Joe Bates Comedy, Instagram @Joe Bates Comedy.
What
Facebook.
is BidChat?
BidChat is a place where people can call in on the show, and they auction to call in on the show.
So no one did.
No one's really been doing that lately. But people have been watching, which is a good sign. No one's really been calling in. Actually, we've had a few callers, and then the feed just drops. The calls haven't worked at all. So who knows what's going on with BidChat?
Perfect.
I think there's only 3 people working there right now. And thanks so much for having me on BidChat. But thank you so much. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. we do a show. And thank you so much. Again, Jimmy, Jeff, very funny.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be back.
Comedians.
So.
Comedians way better than I am right now, but next year we'll see. But Jimmy and Jeff are great.
At least you aren't lacking confidence. That's the great thing about Joe Bates. That guy, if I had 1/8 the confidence,
Most overrated.
I would be fucking so successful.
Most
I
overrated.
wouldn't be.
So what am I doing? Most overrated occupation. I'm not successful in the least bit. Most overrated occupation, chef, folks. It's chef. Thank you so much for watching. That's Ranky very much. You're welcome. Have a good night, everybody.
It was fun.
Thanks. Yeah, it was good. That was a good episode.